Greetings, YouTube. What do you do? Which is a very simple question. What do you do? 4 words. But it's a very loaded question. Now, prior to reading this article, I've always known the question, what do you do, is a loaded statement. It is asking for information in a very probing manner. It's about the hierarchy. It's about figuring out where you fit on the socio-economic scale. Where are you on that ladder? Do you have a position that places you above the person that asks? On the same level or below? Those are the only 3 real criteria now, aren't they? The person asking that question wants to know, do they defer to you? Are you a colleague? Or you are an inferior? And that's a telling thing to say. If someone asking you that, I think the perfect response is, why do you ask? Not because I'm trying to continue the conversation necessarily, but I want to know, why is the person asking this question? Why do you want to know where we fit on that socio-economic ladder? Now, my actual response to this question, because I don't often want to start a contentious argument from the get-go, particularly when my wife's around, she's would not want me to start off right off the bat annoying people, has always been, I work in manufacturing. Now, my response is very carefully crafted. It's very open. What does I work in manufacturing mean? Now, since I normally dress very similar to what you see now, t-shirt, normally, and if I'm out in public, some pair of jeans or cargo pants. In the cooler weather, I look a little more sophisticated slightly. I often wear a sweater, sometimes even a cardigan. So, I'm very casual, however. Very rarely are you ever going to see me in a sports jacket. Do I own one? I really have to wear it this fall. I didn't get a chance to wear it last fall. I don't know why, but I just didn't. It's very nice. It's wool. I picked it up in a thrift shop for $10. So it's unlikely that people are going to assume that I am a member of the management structure in a manufacturing plant. All right? So that's right off the board. They're very unlikely to think that I am in management. However, I could be a low-tier manager, first-tier management level, like the one step above the hourly people. I could pull that look off. So that could put me into the management bracket. But I'm very likely to come off as though I'm a lab technician or an engineer or someone like that. I could be someone that is of the technical engineering class. I can pull that up, particularly since I'm always wearing gear. I always have my gear with me, my everyday carry that is always on my person. The last time I didn't wear my pouch was the day I got married. And as soon as the ceremony was over, I put the pouch back on. Okay, so I always have my gear with me. So there's a possibility that someone thinks I am an engineer. Alright? So I don't come off necessarily as someone that looks like I am a button-pushing monkey that runs a press. That's what I am. I'm a button-pushing monkey. I run a press for a living. But if I tell someone that I run a press at a plant, that automatically places me in a situation where they know I'm an hourly blue-collar worker. Whereas if they think for the moment that I am a white-collar engineer or low-tier manager, I get different responses. Yes, I'm engaged in social engineering. I'm engaged in as much manipulation of the situation as the person asking the question, what do you do? And yes, I do this kind of thing all the time. Kind of a hobby. I want to know why people do and act and ask the things they do. I always have. I want to know what you are behind the facade you are showing me. Now, a lot of the time, what you are behind the mask, as I am behind the facade that I present, though my facade is fairly thin, what you're seeing here is pretty much what you get. I actually asked my wife about that recently. I said, do I present a different persona when I'm doing a video than from when I am in the real life? She said, no, you're pretty much the same. I said, okay. Well, what most of us are behind that facade, whether it's thick or thin, is afraid. We fear. We fear that if we are talking to someone that we perceive as a superior, that we may make a social faux pas, which then could harm our future interactions with this person and potentially our future interactions with a better shot at an improved life, maybe. Or you're harming your social connections in some way. You're not networking properly. See, I'm not about networking. I don't care about networking. I don't say sir or madam very often, because sir and madam imply a superior-inferior relationship. Now, if someone's received a knighthood, I'll call them sir. If I were in the military and they had a superior rank, I would call them sir or madam. But I'm not in the military. So my most common term to refer to people I know who, unless I'm calling someone Mr. or Miss or Mrs. because it's a formal occasion, I refer to people as brother or sister. Yes, I really do this in everyday life. How's it going, brother? What's up, sister? I say these things every day. Because I legitimately think of all of us as being members of the same family, without a hierarchy. That we are all on the same level. That I don't care if the guy at work who can fire me, he's still the same person. He is still on the same level of a human being as I am. I don't care if Brad Pitt is rich and famous. He is still on the same level as I am. He's still just a person, puts his pants on the same way, brushes his teeth the same way, craps the same way. There's a legend about Alexander the Great. When someone asked him if he was a god, and Alexander replied, "Ask the person that empties my chamber pot." We all have feet of clay. But some of us have been convinced that others can walk on clouds. And that's not true. We all have feet of clay. We are all equal in this life. It's why I'm a civil libertarian. It's why I'm an egalitarian. Why I believe that everyone should be treated equally under the law. That all of us are worthy of equal treatment. All of us are worthy of the same rights, responsibilities, and privileges. Everyone. It's who I am. It's what I believe. The way I live every day. So, this has been a little bit of news piece, a little bit of philosophically pondering some thoughts. But since we're on the topic of what we do, in case anyone wants to be involved in this process, we can tell each other what we do. What do you do for a living can also mean what you've chosen to do, what you're passionate about. Is it just a job? Because mine's just a job. It's not a career. My career is becoming a better human being. I work in a factory to make money to pay for bills. That's it. It's a job. I do the best I can every day. I strive every day to do the best job I can. It's just a job. I work with people who it's their career. And there are times I feel sympathy for them. Because I feel the career that we all should have is trying to be better human beings. That should be our career, every one of us. There'd be a lot fewer problems in the world if that was everyone's career, I think. So, just for the sake of interest and gathering a little bit of data, tell me, folks, what do you do?